When you hear the word tariff, you might think it sounds fancy, mysterious, or even a little intimidating. But here's the deal. Tariffs are just taxes with a passport. Let's unpack what a tariff really is, who pays for it, hint, it might not be who you think, and how it can affect your wallet. Spoiler alert, it's not just the foreign companies footing the bill. What is a tariff? A tariff is a tax placed on a good when they cross international borders. The most common type is an import tariff. For example, if goods are manufactured in Mexico and imported into the US, they could be subject to a tariff. There are also export tariffs, which are taxes on goods a country exports, but these are rare. In fact, the United States Constitution forbids export tariffs, so we won't focus on that here. So why would we use a tariff? The goal of a tariff is to make imported goods more expensive, encouraging consumers to purchase domestically produced products instead. So who pays for these tariffs? A common misconception is that the country exporting the good pays for the tariff. In reality, tariffs are paid for by the company or person who's importing the goods. The tax is collected by the US Treasury, and importers often pass this additional cost along to the consumer, raising prices. Let's take a look at an example. This is before we add a tariff. So company A foreign exporter, sells a shoe to a US company for $100. That US company then goes on to sell a shoe for $180, earning an $80 profit to cover overhead costs like employee wages and retail expenses. Now let's take a look if we do the same example, but let's say we add a 20% tariff. So company A still sells that shoe to the US company for $100. However, the US company now pays a 20% tariff, which would add $20. So the final price for the imported shoe is now $120 to the US company. $100 goes to company A, $20 goes to the US Treasury, and then the US company wants to still make an $80 profit. So what do? They sell the shoe for $200. As you can see, the increased cost due to the tariff is passed along to you, the consumer. Companies need to maintain profitability to cover expenses and stay in business. Tariffs don't just affect prices, they can also strain relationships between countries. When one country imposes a tariff, the other might retaliate with its own tariffs, leading to a trade war. This can disrupt global supply chains and make it harder for businesses to plan ahead. If the cost of importing goods becomes equal to or more expensive than producing those goods domestically, businesses may shift to domestic production. However, this doesn't mean prices will drop. Producing goods domestically is often more expensive than importing them, so the cost to the consumer will still rise, either because of the tariff cost or because of the higher domestic production costs. As you can see, tariffs increase costs for importers, and those costs are often passed on to you, the consumer, through higher prices. Whether you're paying for that in the tariff or more expensive domestic goods, the result is the same, higher prices. If you like this video, please give me a like and a follow, and I'll see you in the next one.